All right, good morning once again, and that's the nature of the media fraternity. Volatility and dynamism is the name of the game. Usually at this time we play music, but I've got some guests with me that I could not say no to, and I had to reformat the program this morning. So I'm joined this morning in this segment by a wonderful lady. She's just claiming to be Grenadian, which happens to be correct because I did my checks and she's correct. And yeah, she is Marilyn Rice Bowen, Grenadian / Bajan. She's on Bremen. What's wrong with you? All right. She is the president of BARP, B-A-R-P. That's the Barbados Association of Retired Persons. And to her right is our good friend. He's an ex officio member of GBN, Mr. Nicholas Snagg, the Grenada version of BARP, meaning he is the president of Grenada Association of Retired Persons. Lady and gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you so very much.
Yes.
And thank you, and good morning to our Grenadian listeners, wherever they be. The BARP membership in Barbados, they're all tuned in.
They are all tuned in as well, the BARP membership, and I know the staff at Mount Cinnamon, where I'm staying, Rohan and the others, they're listening in as well.
Ron, good morning. That's a guy, right?
Rohan, yes.
Rohan,
Yes.
Bowen.
Oh, I don't know the sir.
Yeah, he's from Baltazar, a good friend of mine.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay.
All right.
Fantastic.
World, yeah.
Small world.
Very small world.
All right. I have been holding discussions with Mr. Snagg for quite a number of times as he explained what GARP is all about, and it's a very, very noble institution. It's a meaningful institution in Grenada, and it's growing from strength to strength. Now, I am of the opinion that BARP is sort of a prototype for GARP. So give us some history on BARP and your role.
Right, thank you so much for the opportunity to share with Grenada and, of course, to reinforce with Barbados what BARP is. BARP is a non-governmental organization. We're 28 years old. We will celebrate our 20th anniversary in next month in October. We are 23,000 strong.
Wow.
We have a staff of 12, but a volunteer. We are led by a board of 9, but we have a huge volunteer base. And because of our volunteer base, that's why we are able to present the programs that we do present for our members. We recognize one of our pillars is advocacy. And advocacy is how you get the work done. You influence the change. You don't have to be part of the change, but you influence the change. And we are the voice of the seniors in Barbados, and we recognize through advocacy you raise awareness as well, because prior to not BARP, but in the world of advocacy, what the experience has been that it's only when you highlight situations, let's use, not to take your time away, but let's use elder abuse. Now, for years, people refer to elder abuse as persons being unfaired, but we like to call it by its correct name. It's elder abuse.
Abuse, right, yes.
And through advocacy, we were able to heighten the awareness of elder abuse. But what was most important is through advocacy, we were able to influence the legislation to protect the elders in the country. So you might be small, but BARP is indeed mighty. Like GARP is mighty as well.
Thank you.
Because it's through advocacy. And this is where, as a NGO, you have to recognize your strength. And your strength is your work, your voice. And you recognize the responsibility that you have to seniors as well, and to be the beacon for seniors in the country.
Let me ask this. I know from a Grenada's perspective, it caters primarily for returning nationals, although locals are incorporated as well. That's an opening that locals can be a part of as well. Once you're retired, I think the age for entrance is 50. I understand in your case it's 40.
Yeah, we have dropped it
to 40. Now, how should I put this? is it primarily based on returning nationals?
No.
You encompass everybody who
Once you're
retired?
50, once you're 40 years and over, you're eligible to be a member of BARP. I'm not going to ask you your age, but once
I could
you're
tell
50,
you.
sure,
I could tell you, in the 70s.
that's good.
That's when I was born.
But any person in Grenada who's age 50 and over should be a member of GARP. And I guess they'll need to tweak a few things with reference to the returning nationals side of it, but it is the organization is open for any person over 50. In BARP is over 40, and people would say, why 40? But when you look at all the research is showing you that in Barbados, by 2050, half of our population, 50% of our population will be over 65. So you see those 40s, they will be there.
65.
So you can't wait till they get close to plan. So you bring them in now and assist them with their retirement planning, because you're living longer. So it's all about heightening the awareness of retirement and planning for that retirement. Whereas 50 is your age right now, you would find as your programs expand, you would have to probably look at that age 50, because when you join the organization, you should already have a retirement plan in place.
Yeah.
For 50, most definitely.
Okay.
But we recognize that you need to assist those 40s as well. So you brought them in, you bring them in now, so that they could be part of the process. So when they reach where I am, or past where I am, that they would be in a more comfortable position at retirement, because one has to plan for retirement. You cannot wait for the government to do it, but you need to plan for retirement.
Personal retirement
It's
plan.
very, very important. You don't know what kind of health you will have as well.
Yeah.
So
That's the
it's
reason why
very
you have to plan.
important.
Right.
Mr. Snagg?
Marilyn, you did everything.
Yeah.
Not at all. There's so much more you could do.
Yes, the genesis of GARP was the expats returning to Grenada. A lot of the resources, there wasn't know where to find it, how to access it. And a Grenadian that retired, Ms. Vasquez, Carol Vasquez.
May her soul rest in peace.
May she rest in
Yes,
peace. Thank you for saying that. Saw the need, identified the need, and executed on the need. And that's the genesis of GARP, 2011. So we're 12 years old, yeah? And growing from strength to strength, as you say. But it's a small process. The population of Barbados compared to the population of Grenada. You have to adjust everything for that. However, as Marilyn has rightfully said, the biggest part that we do is advocacy. When you think about COVID, a lot of things happen in COVID.
Well, I remember that shipment that came from Canada, and I mean, even we were in September, in August, just in August, some folks who came for Carnival, right? They got caught here with COVID, and while here, they were hearing our conversation about that shipment of medical equipment that was coming, and they in turn were telling me that some of their relatives got wheelchairs and so forth from that. So GARP is really making an impact.
And the impact is there.
Yeah.
His impact is there. What we work with the government agencies, we work with NGOs, other partners to ensure, just as you said, the advocacy part of it really comes through. For instance, having a policy for the retirement homes. What does that look like? What does that feel like? Yeah? How is that managed? You know what happened with COVID when it just ran through all those places. So these are the types of things we do. As Marilyn also said, preparing people for retirement. Doctors, lawyers, nurses. These are people you would think, well, yeah, they have this thing.
Yeah, they have it made. Yeah.
No,
not really.
Not really.
Yeah.
And so, as you come down the strata, the economic strata, it gets worse. It gets worse, real bad, quickly.
I'm shaky.
So this,
I'm shaky.
so this is it. Some people will tell you, "Well, I have no time to retire. I continue to work. I may not be doing what I'm doing now, but I would continue to be gainfully doing something with myself." That's the best part we can do. Keeping your mind engaged. keeping your brain engaged is very in, and your body, exercising, taking a walk, and even engaging in social activities. Some people retire and just go home and just sit, watch TV all day.
And that carries them to the next side faster, right?
Very.
Exactly. Very.
Yeah.
Some people engage themselves with youths to get involved with some programs so that, and I'm a child of the 80s. And I was listening.
These are young people here. It's a very young company.
Well, I would say is my formative years where my brain was being exposed to a lot of things very rapidly. One of the persons I used to listen to is a rapper called KRS-One. I'm not sure if you know that one.
No.
I was listening to an interview with him where 11-year-old were interviewing him. He says, "Why do you associate yourself with so much older people?" He says, "When I go to the older people, I vibrate on a different level. And I absorb that vibration. When I get back to people my age, I'm that level up on them.
Okay.
With the information I've gotten for it." And he said it goes the other way. When I engage with the younger folks, they are now coming to my level, vibrating at my level. When they go back to their grouping, they're now on a different level from them. So the information it's a circle, it's a cycle. It doesn't stop. And that's what we need to do. Because if we continue to just stay with the older person, we're all on the same level.
Yeah.
We're vibrating here and we're nice, yes, but we're not growing.
But that leads us into the power of the intergenerational mix.
Thank you.
And
Bridging that gap.
But you have to keep the link open. And because we all learn from each other.
Correct.
Right? We impart nuggets of wisdom for them. But then we learn so much, particularly if you look at the digital spaces that we are going in now. Those young people, they can do practically anything with the gadgets. But so help me.
Yes.
Right?
And I'll help you with some life issues.
And I'll help you with some life issues.
Yes.
You know, so it's the power of the intergenerational mix cannot be overlooked, and that is why we encourage it. And then you would find less people being abandoned and people being abused
depressed
because you recognize that senior in your household or in your church or whatever, that person is a refer to as a reservoir of knowledge.
Yeah.
So you respect that. And together you build on that, and then what happens? You have a stronger society.
Definitely. Someone on Facebook is asking, now, what are the benefits of joining this organization? I guess she's referring to GARP because she wouldn't go to Barbados to join.
Well, the membership is basically geared towards assisting people to be the best they can in their retirement age. The benefits, we cooperate with some of the corporate entities where you get discounts for your purchases on medicines, services, and stuff like that. Yeah, we have a list of them. If you visit our office, we can also, entertain you and give you a brochure of what that is. Yeah, doctor services, insurance services, stuff like that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so we're looking at you holistically. You just don't exist as Marilyn.
Yeah.
Marilyn consumes in the society that she's existing in, right? So the insurance, the healthcare, doctor visits, all of those type of things. We partner with professionals to provide those services at a discounted rate once you're a member of GARP. And we're, like I said, we just celebrated our 12th year, so we're really starting to grow that base a bit more. We really want to get where my good friend is, but we're not quite.
But you're 11. She's at 23. 28 years.
28.
Don't rob me of anything. I'm
20. I mean, I said 23 because coming from a lady's perspective, they always have a minimized rate with the age. I have some aunts, you can never tell them their real age. Oh, I'm 22.
Oh, really? Well, I'm hoping that your aunts and all the 50-plus persons in Grenada listening on to this program this morning and viewing as well would recognize the value of GARP, and that GARP needs their voice and their hands as well to strengthen GARP and to strengthen the voice for seniors and to help push the programs and policies for the elders in Grenada. So I'm hoping that maybe later today we'll see some people coming to sign up, but everybody should be a member of GARP, including yourself if you're not.
Well, ask Mr. Snagg. I'm right there. You know.
As soon as you get there, make sure you become a member, and with your communication skills, that would be.
We've already been through that.
Right.
We have so much conversations.
Yes.
Nice.
Let me ask this. We have BARP. We heard of GARP. Is there a JAP and a DARP?
Oh, there is, in Trinidad is TARP, St. Lucia, SLARP, St. Vincent. They are in the process of reshaping an organization. You know that Lennox, Bowen, and a few of the people in St. Vincent, they're working very hard to get something going in St. Vincent. But while they wait for that, they are doing some good work for seniors in St. Vincent. So we ought to commend St. Vincent, although they don't have the organization up and running. They're not waiting for that. They're working in the interim. We have Jamaica. They call it the Caribbean Community of Retired Persons.
Okay.
And Trinidad, Jamaica, Grenada. I think that's about it. But there's work to do within the region. So we'll work with Grenada. We'll work with St. Vincent, and we have some communications with Trinidad with a view to forming a strong Caribbean Association of Retired Persons, where then we can negotiate because of our numbers, which would be the strength. We could negotiate with the insurers for better rates, better conditions for health plans for seniors in the region.
The reason why I went there is because in talking, I've sort of really gotten the real essence and how impactful an organization like that could be, and why not have it from a regional standpoint? Because it not just for going out and soliciting reduced rates and so forth, but in terms of the advocacy that can be done. I am seeing this as an additional arm to helping the administrations of the region deal with some of the ills of society, because in our state here in recent times we had a number of suicides and so forth, and this is an area in which I think effective communication through media like this, GARP, could make an impact.
Yeah, most definitely. So Marilyn hit it on the head earlier on. You didn't get it. Yeah. She said, we are not ready for that yet. You understand? But in the meantime, we are concentrating on our individual islands, strengthen the base. So when we go to our region, let's call it CARICOM for a minute, and we go to CARICOM and says, hey guys, listen, this is what's going on in Grenada. This is what's going on in St. Vincent. This is what's going on in Trinidad. This is not a guess. It's not an estimate. We know. This is facts. This is numbers. This is figures that they can now use to
effectuate change.
Exactly. Tailor the policies that will meet. Now, numbers, you spoke numbers. The numbers are frightening. 2030, the majority, 30% of the population will be 50 plus in Grenada.
Wow.
Well, that's 7 years.
2 cycles away.
7.
You know what I'm talking about. In Barbados, you said 2050. 65%. The age, the average age will be 65.
Yeah.
Think about that for a minute. You're 65. What are you doing? Is the population growing? Is the birth rate increasing? Is it? You can answer it.
I'm not certain if I can.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So it's not keeping up. So the resources, the emphasis would have to be looked at this population. And who is speaking for this population? Half the programs you hear the government is speaking about is geared towards
the youth. Yes.
And the population that's growing the fastest is?
Seniors. Yes.
So there's a gap. And we have to advocate to close that gap and let them see it's not different. It's the same. It is the same. One work with each other. They cannot look at them in isolation. They work together. Look at the issues we're having with our NAS now. All of that have to be worked on together. They're now looking to increase the retirement age and everything else.
Contribution
and all of this is the same thing. Exactly. And on all of that goes towards being us have to now be advocating on that policy. And being engaging our population and our membership to let them know this is coming. What are you going to do?
Okay.
You're now 61. You're now 51, and you're going to have to go another 5 years.
Yes, yeah.
Are you prepared for that? What are you doing about it? What are you doing to keep mentally strong, physically strong, to continue to work till you're 65? After 65, what are you going to do? Your family, are you prepared for that? Your whole family, are they prepared for you to be working that long? Or do you want to stop early? If you're going to stop early,
do you have things in place?
Thank you very much.
All right. Are you satisfied? 11 years. That's I can safely say that you're still in your formative years
Very
for
much
an
so.
organization like
Very
that.
much so.
But are you satisfied that the organization have accomplished milestones that you're happy and proud of?
Yes, there are some milestones that I'm happy and proud of. Are we where I think we should be? No, I don't think so.
Right. There's always room at the top.
They're talking about the top. We'll get there for a minute. There is so much more we would have liked to have accomplished. However, it just did not happen. So we're not beating ourselves up about it. We were able to assist government with some of the policies and papers that are in the pipeline to come through. One of them we spent a lot of time on was the white paper for the retirement homes. We work very closely with the desk of the elderly. We have October is the month of the elderly coming up next month. We're planning some activities with them. One of the things I'm very proud of is that we started and maintained health fairs. Now you're hearing health fairs all over the place.
Yes.
Before that was just us doing it. Yeah? And that is so good, because here it is. You need to know what your health numbers are.
Yeah. What are your digits?
Exactly.
Especially with NCDs.
Which is very prevalent in our neighborhood.
In the region,
Yeah. The whole region is our neighborhood.
Yeah.
In the neighborhood. So we need to educate our people on these things. You need to know. You cannot go to the doctor and then find out your blood pressure is off the scale, or your blood sugar is off the scale. You should know that and be able to manage that and have the tools to manage it.
And structure your lifestyle accordingly.
Exactly. So that's one thing. Right? The finances of the organization was not at the best, but we have stabilized it. Yeah, and now we can do things on our own a little bit better. We would like it to be a lot more than what it is. However, I'm happy that we stabilized it so that it's constant. It's no longer bust and boom. Yeah, which is what we were doing before. Then the membership has grown. We're looking to double or triple that in the next cycle, which is the next 3 years. And we spoke about the top. I am the sitting president, and today we're hosting our AGM, which will be starting at 11 o'clock this morning. And there will be a new president, a new board elected. I am not standing for president this time around.
Why?
I have other commitments that is taking up a lot of my time that I need to give it some attention, some serious attention. So someone else in the organization will step up and do an excellent job, hopefully better than I have done, and raise the bar that much higher. With my good friend's help, we will identify that person today, and they would take the reins of this organization and lift it up. And I'm 100% open. I'm not leaving GARP in any way, shape, or form.
That was my brother.
I am a GARP member. I am a GARP member. I will always be a GARP member. However, I will be stepping back from the presidency of the unit. Right? I joined GARP just by a chance meeting of Carol. A chance meeting, and that's it. We just had maybe a 3 minutes conversation,
and that was it. Signed, sealed deal.
Yeah, she was a powerful salesperson.
Yeah, exactly. And the next 3 days, my phone was ringing. Hey, we have our 5th anniversary coming up. I need somebody to help me plan this thing. And that was it.
End of story.
And that was it. That was it. I've been a member since. Yeah. So with that said, we're looking forward to our membership coming out. We're going to have our AGM. We're going to present the finances. We will present what we have done. We're going to have some little eats and drinks after, socialize, which we all love to do. And that is very critical. Now, you mentioned something in regards to health. And one of the things that I personally would like to see GARP give a little bit more attention to is the mental health aspect of it. In particular, no bias, say men health. That's me speaking. We suffer in silence.
Yeah, we don't talk.
It's true.
We don't
suffer in silence.
And you say that we talk too much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. We don't talk and they talk too much.
Why is it I knew that was coming? But it's the truth.
It is the truth.
Yes, it is the truth.
And not talking is not
It's
good.
a silent killer.
It's the cork on the bottle that is ready to explode.
And shatter into pieces.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I would like to see within GARP and other organization that there is this bubble that is created that a man can feel comfortable to go into and have that uncomfortable conversation. Yeah, I would love to see that. That's one of the things. If nothing else happened, for me personally, I would like to see
that in GARP.
Yeah, and I've spoken to some other like-minded individuals, and hopefully soon we'll be able to establish, maybe not necessarily with GARP, but at least that space where you or anyone else who's having that thoughts, that those issues can come and says, guys,
this is what I'm going through. Well, I have some hope because through Legal Aid and Counseling Clinic, it's for years now. Tyrone Buckmeyer, Arthur Pierre.
Tyrone has been doing good work for a while.
We were supposed to be forming this grouping called Grenman. Right?
Okay.
A group specifically designed for men, coming to men's rescue and so forth. It hasn't happened as yet, but I had a sort of igniting with Arthur Pierre on Monday night, and we talked about it behind the scenes, and it all boiled down to the fact that everybody seemed to be so busy, but we're seeing the need now more than ever for there to be a forum for man to talk man issues, man to man. All right, because the ladies talk.
They have their support group that is very strong, but we need to do the same thing.
It's very strong.
We need to
but
talk.
what you can also do, what we've done in Barbados, is we have an organization of psychologists. So then we tapped into that, and one of the members, they offer free service to members at BARP. So you could probably partner with a psychologist, and ask them, look, view this as your gift back, and have the space and everything, and you don't need to know when that person volunteers their time. Don't ask them for a list of who comes to the clinic or whatever. Just have open that avenue. Say, look, if you need assistance, you go to Dr. Ting Ting Ting. You make that call yourself. The magic word is GARP. So you must be a member of GARP. You just can't you just
turn up.
You ain't turning up like that. You must be a member of GARP. Go and get that help that you are
and
seeking.
It ends there.
And it ends there. So it's in the area of give back. You go to reach out to your professionals. Even if you need an auditor, reach out to the professionals and get them to be part of the organization through the give back process.
Okay. We're out of time, but that AGM today, where is it being held?
That will be held at our office on Kearney James Boulevard. That's right next to the Foodland parking lot. Yeah. That white building.
I see you have a nice truck, a van with a nice picture offering some services there, right on the premises, with a popular Calypsonian space on it.
That's not us, but that's the landlords, people doing their little business
doing
on the side. Right. Yeah, but GARP is we've got a tent back up today.
Okay.
The tent that used to be up right there, we have a the last Saturday in every month we do a thrift shop sale there. You know the place, right next to Foodland car parking lot. That's where our welcome center is. We welcome everyone to come and visit. If you're looking for books, if you're looking for thrift clothes, we have some tremendous volunteers that help us with that shop, and you have people who donate on a weekly, daily basis. Food, clothing, shoes, glasses, suitcases,
everything.
You name it,
Nice.
it's
Everything.
there.
Okay. All right.
And I'll be there
Miss
today
Rice
as well.
Bowen?
I'll be there today as well.
Yeah.
I'll be delivering the feature address. So I'm hoping that some Grenadians who are expressing now an interest in joining GARP come up to the meeting today.
Yes.
They can come even
Yes,
if they're not
if
financial.
they're not, they cannot vote because
They
they're not
cannot
on grade.
vote, but they
Remember,
can attend.
They can attend.
So I'm looking for quite a few of you today. I want to shake some hands. I want to meet some prospective members of GARP, and today is the day.
Yes.
Madam Rice Bowen, thank you very much. Bring back all love from Grenada to Bimsha.
Will do.
Yeah,
Will do.
and next time you're coming, I've gotten fed up with the flying cuckoo and flying fish. So next time you're coming, bring some flying cuckoo and fish, okay?
That's an easy assignment. That's an easy assignment.
And my good friend, Mr. Snagg, well, I'm sad to know that you're leaving the helm, but it's comforting to know that you'll still be around the gap. All right?
Most definitely.
Right. So, folks, you heard it. It's on from 11 today at GAP's premises on Kirani James Boulevard, Lagan Road, next to the Foodland car park.
Yes.
And yeah, go on out and be a part. Listen and eventually join the organization. It's a noble organization to be a part of. Lady and gentlemen, thank you very much once again.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
My love to Barbados as always.
All right.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Folks, we've got to wrap it up. We're out of time, but thank you very much for being a part of the program as always. See you. Have a great weekend.